Okay, here we are. Excellent. Hello, Paula. So, excellent. I'll do this too. Hello, Paul. Hey, Jordan, how are you? We're trying to get Hoosier on here. Try this. There he is.
How's it going, bud?
Good. How are you doing?
Good.
Hey, we have Rob here. Hello, Rob and Jordan. Paul is in the stream. Youper. Hi. Hi, Amy. Mike Lyman's here. Hey, everyone. How's everybody doing today? I'm going to turn up my volume a bit. How is the audio and video? How are they? Okay, what?
Okay, what? What's up?
Looks good? All right. Excellent. Well, happy St. Patrick's Day, one and all. Brad got in touch with me this morning about a coin-related news story, and I coincidentally was going to ask him about another coin-related news story. So we thought we'd just discuss it with all of you as a Google Hangout live stream. And Brad, your story has to do with some news coming out of the potential news coming out of the West Point Mint. What's
Yeah,
happening there?
yeah. Well, I was on YouTube this morning, and I happened to catch a video from Ken Peavy, and
He's the source.
yeah, oh, he's always got the inside information. So,
You got that right.
but yeah, encourage people to go check it out. Supposedly, the West Point Mint is going to be minting a quarter, America the Beautiful quarter this year, and putting it into circulation. So, what I gathered, it's not going to be in mint sets. It's not going to be anywhere but in the bags and rolls that'll be shipped out to go into circulation through the banking system and all that jazz. So should generate a lot of buzz with the coin roll hunting community, and
So
should be pretty neat.
these aren't going to be proofs.
No,
General circulation.
regular circulation strikes, and you're going to be able to find them in rolls from the bank.
Now, the way that, as I understand it, the America the Beautiful Quarter series is a run. They're going to do a run of 56, and they mint 5 per year. So this will be. Will there be one of these W quarters for all five designs, or just one design, or how rare do you think this is going to be?
The way Ken talked, and I don't know where exactly he gets his info. He's got an inside source, because I mean I've been all over the internet looking for anything on it, and I can't find anything on it. But I do remember a story that was talked about 2 or 3 months ago. The Mint put out, and they were going to drop an Easter egg for numismatists into circulation. So this would fall right in line with that story. And I mean, they've been so hush hush about it. Nobody really knows anything, but somehow Ken knew that he suspects 1% of the quarters made in this particular run. Uh, he estimated that to be about two million, I think, in his video. So So it's not going to be, you know, an extremely rare event or anything. There's going to be plenty of them, and people will be able to find them.
Yeah.
But you got to think, if they're put into circulation, the majority of them are going to pass through pockets and be spent and put through vending machines. So, you know, my thought was, if I can get a hold of a couple out of a couple rolls that haven't been circulated yet when they come out, I'm going to hold on to them, you know, because years down the road, you know, there's not going to be as many in uncirculated conditions. So it's going to be fun and interesting.
So do you think the banks will have rolls of just these W quarters, or
That was one of the questions I had. I don't know. He kind of explains in his video how the process works, and you know, it all goes through the Fed, and
right?
The distribution channels are through places like Brinks and stuff like that. So I don't know if they're going to mix them up with a bunch of other quarters, or if they're going to put them into circulation like any other quarter and have full rolls of them and ship them to different places around the country in full rolls, or what. But it's going to be neat to find out all the stuff.
It's interesting that, for those who might not know, the West Point Mint is really known for minting bullion. So the gold eagles, the palladium eagles, the platinum eagles, the silver eagles, they minted the gold buffalo bullion coins. So they've minted commemoratives, but they've also minted special dimes in honor of Roosevelt and the March of Dimes. And there was another story this year about the cent, that the West Point cent, that's going to be a little bit different.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. I wonder how that's going to impact how people are collecting and coin roll hunting and all that.
Yeah, it's going to change a few things. You know, I was doing a little reading about the West Point Mint, and it was actually built in like 1937, but it didn't become an actual branch of the U.S. Mint until 88. But I saw some interesting facts. From 74 to 86, they actually did mint cents, Lincoln cents. But the thing is, they didn't put the West Point Mint mark on it.
Okay.
So, just like Philadelphia, you know, there is no Philadelphia mint mark on it. So it's going to be impossible to distinguish if that penny came from the West Point Mint or whatever. So they have minted them before, and but the cents that they're releasing this year are going to be in sets. So they've got the 2019 Lincoln Proof that's going to come from the West Point Mint, and that's going to be that's already been released. I think they were available for purchase on March 1st, and I've heard of people getting theirs already. Actually, I think maybe Paula has gotten one, or two, or three. She ordered a few sets. But the price of the proof set, I believe, was, and that'd just be the clad proof set, was $27, almost $28, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got the Lincoln Proof, the Lincoln Cent Proof in that set, and then in the silver proof set that they'll release, I think later this year, they're going to have a reverse proof. So there's going to be a total of 3 West Point minted Lincoln cents.
Yeah, that'll be different.
Yeah, the third one's just going to be the uncirculated finish and the uncirculated mint set. So
now, if the West Point Mint, well, I shouldn't say if, they're producing these pennies, they're not going to be part of the plastic sets.
No, they'll be individually wrapped. Yeah, they're going to be individually wrapped in the mint plastic wrap that they've had that around for quite some time now. So, but yeah, they will not actually be encased in the proof set.
Now I know you're full disclosure, I'm not really up on the modern U.S. coins, not as much as you are. What do you think about all this? Because the Mint obviously has been doing things to try to encourage people to collect, starting with the state. Well, I should say starting, but the state quarters provided a lot of momentum for modern collectors to get into coin collecting and try to pull coins from circulation if they could. Do you think this is a good idea? Do you think it's really going to have an impact?
Honestly, yeah, I think it's a great idea for them to do, and I think it will definitely encourage new collectors, getting new people into the hobby, and so they're doing a lot of the right things. I'm sure there's a lot of other ideas that could be implemented, and we'll probably see that kind of stuff coming. But I think it's a great idea. I mean, it generates a buzz, and that always piques people's interest. So
let's say that Hoosier Hillbillies named the new Mint director. Apart from getting a nice new truck, what would you want to see the Mint do? I mean, I agree with you. I think it's a neat idea. If you add any sort of twist to how coins are commonly minted and distributed, I think it can only be good for the hobby. You sound like you're a fan of it. Do you think they should continue doing this, or do you think they could maybe overdo it, like a lot of people are saying with the America the Beautiful quarters? There's not as much interest in collecting those as the state quarters. I mean, what do you think? Would you advise the Mint continue doing this kind of thing, or do it and then take a break?
In moderation. I mean, because just like you're saying, if you overdo something, it kind of takes the novelty out of it or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, you don't want to overdo it. It's a fine line, and the Mint director's got a lot of tough choices to make. But and obviously everybody has differing opinions, so you're not gonna make everybody happy with the decisions you make. But I think it's great for the hobby. So I'd like to see them continue to do stuff, but kind of try to get new stuff. Don't just like you said with the America the Beautiful quarters. I mean, it was a great idea, but implementing new things all the time is how you keep fresh interest. So I mean, it's gonna be tough. Maybe he needs to put a team of people together, just to come up with new ideas. Keep things fresh. But it's hard with the modern coinage. I mean, a lot of collectors are old school and they like the older stuff, So I give them props, because it would be tough to keep people interested with the new coinage. But they're doing a pretty good job, I think.
In the minds of some, God help you if you want to redesign those coins, you have to move mountains.
Yeah, exactly.
And you look at what Canada's done, and you look at what Great Britain has done. They seem to introduce, or seem to have an easier time introducing new coinage into their economies. And I wish the United States could do that. I think we do a pretty amazing job with commemoratives and with bullion, but with our business strike coinage, not so much. It hasn't really changed a whole lot, and maybe it's time for a refresh.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like the 1916 types of coins. Roosevelt, they didn't like the barber stuff, and so we had the Standing Liberty and the Mercury Dime and the Walking Liberty half and all that, and it was well received. And I don't know, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind if we had a refresh for our coinage.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, everybody loves Lincoln cents, but they've been making them now for over 100 years. So, and they've kind of switched up the reverse design, but there's not a lot of people that I know of, at least from the things I see, that are real happy with it. So,
yeah.
So, I mean, but yeah, redesigning some stuff wouldn't be a bad thing, I don't think.
Yeah, no, I think it's a terrific idea. I didn't really know about the West Point Lincoln cents. I think that's great. I hope the average person has an opportunity to get them. And this W quarter, Yeah, time will tell what happens in the secondary market once it's introduced, but I think it's a positive thing, and anything that the mint can do to encourage numismatics is a plus.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
The story I wanted to speak with you about, and I don't know if you had a chance to read the article. I was reading the March 2019 issue of the Numismatist, the A&A publication, and I came across the story. I printed it. I don't know how good it's going to come out. Let me see if I can swap cameras here. I don't know if I can. All right. Well, I had printed it, and I do not believe I can change cameras at this point. Let me try one more thing. No. Okay, I'll just read it to
you. Sounds good.
There's the story. It's called "The Thrill Is Back." And it says, from Coins Across America, a group of dealers have a plan to circulate collectibles. Many collectors have experienced the thrill of finding collectible pieces and pocket change. After the removal of silver from circulating coinage and decades of massive mintages of all denominations, however, the ability to assemble sets of classic U.S. specimens has decreased significantly. A group of coin dealers and collectors are hoping to change that with a great American coin hunt. Their goal is to place more than 1 million vintage coins from their own collections back into circulation from April 21st to April 27th, 2019, to coincide with National Coin Week. The hope is that this will garner public interest in numismatics. Pieces such as wheat cents, buffalo nickels, Eisenhower dollars, silver certificates, and $5 and $10 blue and red seal notes will be spent at restaurants, gas stations, and grocery stores. Many dealers and collectors already circulate collectible issues at the local level, but this is the first time a concerted effort will be made on a national level. According to Georgia dealer Robert Oberth, participating individuals hope to release 2,000 coins on average, with Oberth himself planning to spend 5,000. Between 250 and 300 dealers have pledged to circulate thousands of pieces thus far. In addition to common collectibles, some will use key date coins to tip at restaurants and will place holographic stickers on some of the issues they put into circulation. These labels will instruct, I'm not sure how this is going to work. These labels will instruct the recipient to find a participating coin dealer and exchange the coins for key dates of the dealer's choosing, worth up to $100. Companies and collectors across the country are encouraged to participate in the Great American Coin Hunt. To learn how to get involved and for more information, I did not put this in the description. I should visit greatamericancoinhunt.com. And I think if you go to that site, there's not much there. They're putting it together. But I don't know. I think that's a terrific idea. I know collectors do that. You know, if we search through rolls, we'll throw some coins back into the wild. But when you think that 90% silver has been out of circulation for so long, for 55 years, and obviously people aren't going to put large cents or 2-cent pieces into circulation, but ideas like that, I think, have a huge potential along, you know, with ideas like the West Point Mint producing the cent and the quarter, huge potential to increase interest in coin collecting.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, especially with the younger crowd that hasn't ever seen one of those coins, you know, they get one back in change somewhere, and it if they pay attention enough to catch it, you know what I mean? It's
right.
Like, hey, what's this? And that's what you need. You need to be getting the younger folks into the hobby. I mean,
yeah, I apologize. I've been totally ignoring chat, and something just caught my eye. It was Mike Lyman saying, "That's it. I'm going to bury all my walkers." Well, Mike, if this happens, you're going to probably be able to get even more walkers, and you don't have to take out the Equinox or the AT Max. You can just go to your local store, and you'll have it in your change. That's the idea, anyway. But no, I think it's great. already pulled aside some after reading that article. I've already pulled aside some coins that I'm definitely gonna do it. I have some. I just quickly pulled out 2 war nickels, 2 buffalo nickels, 2 earlier wheats. I'll definitely have some more, and yeah, I think it's kind of thrilling to get something, whether you're coin roll hunting or the Coin Star or whatever. So this is just going to multiply the possibility of being able to do that.
Yeah,
right.
no, I think it's a wonderful idea as well.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see that there's still so many collectors and ambassadors to the hobby that are willing to do something like that. I mean, I will for sure. I'll throw some coins that that doesn't bother me at all. You know.
Yeah. Well, after reading, I had 2. I don't know if they're warranted, but I had 2 concerns. The first is that I didn't know about this. I'm not, Mr. Coin expert, but I try to keep up on things. I hadn't heard about this. So one concern I have is that if this isn't marketed, it could be a flop.
Oh yeah.
So I hope that more and more people are going to start talking about it. I hope that it gets in the news outlets. I don't know if Coin Week and Coin World have publicized this. Hopefully they will. But the more people start talking about this, the more people will hopefully do it, and the more the word will get out, so people will start looking for these kinds of things. But, and again, I don't know if this would happen, but I'm all for coin roll hunting. I do it myself, but I wonder if people hear about that, all these coins being reintroduced into general circulation, if, well, I don't know how long it takes for a coin to go from somebody's pocket change or a business's till to go into the bank and get put into rolls and then brought back to, so people can buy the coinage in rolls. But the idea is that this is going to put coins in circulation, not put coins in rolls, so coin roll hunters can find them. Which again is perfectly fine. But if you want the kids and just the average person saying, well, what the heck is this in my change? You kind of want to keep it in circulation, not so much in rolls. But I'm not concerned about that. But I thought that was something that maybe could happen.
Well, one thing that will definitely help, they'll be being spent, but so people are going to get some of it back in change when they make purchases and stuff like that. But to that effect, if they, just like you say, if it's not marketed properly and they don't even realize it, it might sit in a change jar for an unknown amount of time. It might get deposited in the bank, I mean, it's hard to tell them where it's all going to go. So I think you're right. There needs to be a lot of focus on getting it out so people will know that they need to be looking for it. I mean, average people,
right.
not people that already do look for it. I mean, maybe a good idea would be to take it to local news channels. I mean, I heard on the radio the other day that they really struggle. A lot of local news places are struggling for pieces, So I mean, I'm sure they'd love to do a story on something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Or just give them some info to guide them in the right direction to so they can gather the info to do a story on it. I mean, you don't have to go be interviewed by your local news, but call them and tell them, hey, I heard about this. You guys might want to check into it,
Right. Again, I apologize to the chat. I caught Jordan's comment. It's a conspiracy. The government wants you to put your silver coins in circulation so they can pull them out and keep the silver. LOL. Jordan, you may be on something. They probably want to rebuild that alien spaceship that crashed so they can do something. I don't know. I think I think it's a neat idea, and I can just imagine what the momentum will be if this becomes a yearly thing. And even if it kind of flops the first year, I was just amazed at, if it happens, from the story, that Robert Oberth in Georgia, he plans to put 5,000 classic coins into circulation. And then on top of that, there are right now 300 dealers who are going to put 2,000 coins on average. So that's not collectors like you and me and everybody else who does that. So there's a huge potential here.
Oh yeah,
to have a lot of classic collectible coins in circulation, and I think that's great. I think that's great.
I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, yeah. I put the link in the link to the Google Hangout if anybody wants to hop in and join us. You're more than welcome to. Or I don't know if anybody has any things. Oh, Ken's here. Hello, Ken. The longer it takes for coins to move through those coffee cans, the surge in collectible coins would be seen for several years. That's right. Yeah, people end up keeping them in their coffee cans. Absolutely. So how many of you would want to participate in the Great American Coin Hunt? Like I said, I'm not going to put 1,000 coins in there, but I have no problem putting in 20, 30, 40. And if the multiplier effect, if we all do that, that's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, if everybody does that, then you're going to be looking at a bunch of coins out there.
Yeah, yeah. And I heard a couple people, or read that a couple people said in chat, it's going to help everybody. It's going to help us now as collectors, and it's going to help the hobby for years to come.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Rivendell, are you using Google Hangouts with YouTube right now? Yeah, I am. I'm not using OBS. I had to finagle it a bit. You have to go into, just as an aside, YouTube has their YouTube Creator Studio beta, and they have the classic one. I had to go through the classic one. I couldn't figure out how to do it with the new and improved Google Studio. YouTube Studio, excuse me. Let's see, what do we have here? Trey, hello. Hello, Anna. Okay, what? I think we said hello before. Trey is here. We have SJ joining us. Hello, SJ. Blockhead. Hi, Blockhead. Trey's Treasures is here. Wow, that's great. Vintage of Yesterday. Hello, Al. Those of you who don't know, Vintage of Yesterday is oldies and goodies. Please subscribe to Vintage of Yesterday.
Yeah, Paula, the more people talk about it, the more exposure others are going to get. So get it out there any way you can.
Paula says there are only 2 dealers here in Oregon that I know are participating, so getting this on the news is a great idea. If you go to that website, they have a Google map, and dealers who are participating or who have committed to participate are pinned, and it's pretty impressive. So it's great. It's a national thing. I was thinking other countries might want to follow suit, but then again, you think of a country like Canada where they did away with a penny, it would be that much more of a challenge for them, I suppose, to do it. But it's not to say they can't do it.
I'm going to post the link again if anybody wants to jump in and talk. Love to hear your thoughts on it, guys.
Hey, I'll put it into. Oh, you got. Oh, awesome. You got it. Yeah, come on. Trey's Treasures asked, "What are you putting in circulation?" It is a story about an initiative to put a lot of classic coins back into circulation. So the idea is in your pocket change, you'd find Indian head cents and buffalo nickels and mercury dimes and things like that.
Ken says the link is not working. Yeah. If you clicked on the one I posted, I noticed it just linked to the YouTube video. So you'll want to click on the one Rivendell posted. Mike says need an email.
Need an email. Let's see.
Yeah, that's odd because I've been on a couple of these now, and usually you just click. Oh, yeah. Yeah, did you post the YouTube link as well? Or is that the Hangout link, Rivendell?
According to Hangouts, it's the Hangout link. Yeah, let me try this. Let me try this. I was about to invite Mike. Try that one.
There you go.
And I apologize. This is the first time doing this. And if it doesn't work, that's okay. We'll come back. We'll visit this later on. This is kind of an experiment. Brad and I just thought, literally this morning that we'd give it a go. Hey, I believe we have a Ken Peavy here. Hello, Ken.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Okay, I got to change cameras here.
Unless you stick your face on your desk. There you go.
Yeah, they're all over the place here. What we're seeing is a potential for a lot of excitement coming into the hobby. If the mint is getting involved, all these dealers getting involved, 5,000 coins, 2,000 coins. If you take hundreds of people on the YouTube community and maybe your Facebook groups, your Twitter, Instagram, all these other groups, getting the word out, you have effectively a movement. And the whole thing is designed to draw more interest in the hobby and get people excited and motivated to, start collecting all those funny little things. Ooh, this one's got a buffalo in the back of it. What's this? We're going to see a lot of questions coming in from a lot of new people to the hobby that they have no idea what it is. They have no idea if it's worth something. Gosh,
I'm not going to stick around. I just jumped on to say hi.
Hey, Ozarks. How are you, sir?
How is everybody?
Doing well, sir.
All right. You don't want to leave your link out there. You never know who's sneaking in.
That's it. I can always block. And he's off. And Trey's here. Hi, Trey.
The hobby. They have no idea.
I'm in.
Now, just keep in mind, if you're in Google Hangouts and you have your browser, you have to mute. You have to mute your browser. Otherwise, you're going to have feedback, quite a bit of feedback. Ken, had you heard about the Great American Coin Hunt?
Yeah, that's been in the news for a couple of months now, but it's been quiet. It's been in the community news. It's been in the coin news. It hasn't really made the national news.
I mean, it was in the Numismatist, but it was maybe a quarter-page article, and you'd think, good Lord, they'd want to push it too. Maybe they will, but we're less than a month away, or just about a month away.
Yeah, we got so much that's coming up in the next month. You've got the Great American Coin Hunt, National Coin Week, Easter eggs that the Mint has been talking about. You got the new W penny that just showed up. The timing of the next quarter release. Yeah, everything's culminating, and April should be a good month. But Hoosier was mentioning that a lot of these coins, people get their coinage and they dump them in their change jar or their coffee can, or they throw them on the seat of the floorboards of the car. It takes a while for these coins to circulate a lot of times. That's why you see a lot of these modern coins, go back 20, 30 years, you can still find them in great shape. Back in the 50s, these coins were circulating continuously, and you get a lot more wear on those coins. So if we look at the new habits of how people handle their coinage, because half their purchases are done with credit and debit cards, these circulating coins are going to circulate at a much slower rate. So all these coins that are coming into, being spread around in circulation, this is going to add some energy to the hobby for years to come.
Yeah, and I think
I totally agree.
I think Kim was getting to earlier. I think he was getting to the point that education is going to be key too for all the new people that are going to be asking tons of questions.
Yeah. They don't know what, half of this stuff is, but they'll know it's cool, but they'll be like, what is this? Is this rare? Stuff like that.
Exactly.
Or will merchants say, wait a minute, this looks like play money. I'm not accepting it.
Yeah, that's another thing too.
Well, it's neat. They're really interesting stories, and I hope really good things come out of them, and I think that will happen.
I just think like everything's so cashless now. I feel like, I mean, me personally, I just feel like it won't work because everyone is so cashless these days, you know, especially in my area.
Yeah, that's a possibility, but I think with enough exposure and enough buzz, man, I think it's going to do great things.
Right, yeah.
Well, American currency is used in a lot of other countries, especially, you know, the locals, the Bermudas, Canada, Mexico. U.S. coins circulate just as freely as their own national currency. But we're going to see this effect knock on for years to come. And people want to know the first three questions. What is this? Identification. What's it worth? Value. And the third one is, what do I put, you know, where's the machine I put it in to get my money? Realization of
That's so true.
And we should see a lot more influx, a lot of new people coming into these Facebook groups and these YouTube channels with exactly these questions. So be ready with those answers. They're coming. But this can go on for a very long time indeed. And wow, imagine hundreds of thousands of new people coming into the hobby. What would that do with your situation if you're marketing coins, or if you're doing videos about, you know, answering the question of what is this coin? They'll come in with their answers.
It would potentially increase the value of your collection if it's going to increase the.
Well, going through pocket change is stuff. You're saying, Hoosier?
No, go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, a lot of people start by collecting coins by looking through their pocket change. You know, they find something that's funny, a nickel with a buffalo on it. Could be a new one, could be an old one. They got a coin that sounds differently because, you know, it's got that neat ring because, hey, I don't have one of these before. Most of the $50 I've seen have Kennedy. What's all this about? They never seen Walkers. They never seen Barbers. They never seen Mercury dimes. Mercury dimes really aren't that expensive. It sure would be neat to get a few of those in pocket change. And we could see a lot of people get involved and learn just a little bit and then go out and actively hunt those coin rolls. So we need to teach them up on how to you know, good practices on coin roll hunting. You know, get a bank to pick them up at, get a bank to drop them off at, roll them up right or drop them in a machine, whatever you're going to do. And then they got the coins. Okay, so now it's handle them by the edges, right? Put them in get a device to hold them and secure them from getting scratched up. Don't just throw them in a coffee can and shake the darn thing up. Go check those coins.
Lick them.
Build their value. Gosh, get them into, take it to the next level where they start building sets. Geez, there's folders out there for, you know, $3-4. Geez, you can get the whole set. Get every date, right? Because then it becomes impressive. And when you get them to take that leap into that next level of collecting, then you got a collector. Then you got somebody who's going to stick with that hobby for the lifetime.
Hey, Coin Dragon?
I agree.
And hopefully maybe it'll increase the income of local coin shops, because I don't know about your area, but there's none in the city near me. There are two in the bigger city south of me. Brad, you have an LCS story and a tale of woe.
Yeah, oh yeah. I had an amazing local coin shop. Older man that had been doing it for 40 years, and he just recently had a guy walk in, and he's been looking to kind of retire, and a guy made him the right offer and bought the whole lot, and it's all gone now. There's nothing. Didn't reopen the store. He took it and ran. So
they're damage single.
I'm kind of disappointed about that, but I understand his position. He was ready. So
yeah, I see that as an opportunity. If you have no local coin shop, you got a population of a town with, say, 10 or 20,000 or higher with no coin shop, there's an opportunity.
There is.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Sure. Or just, you know, increase the traffic at local coin shows or whatever. No, it's exciting. This could be a really interesting year in American numismatics.
Back in the 50s, when Whitman started producing their little folders, right, and started promoting the hobby, a lot more people got involved in collecting. And you saw this again in the 80s with a lot more people getting involved because the spike in the silver values. And I'd like to see another surge because we're due. By gosh, this hobby sure could use it. You know, a surge of interest. And gosh, keep it going. If we can keep this going and bring in an extra 100,000 or 200,000 collectors, normally figure 30 to 50,000 a year is typical. If we can get, you know, a boost of an extra 100,000 collectors, sure, that sure would be a neat thing.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, I mean, 30,000 a year join. How many literally die off? And what happens to their collections? And so, yeah, I agree with you, Ken. Absolutely.
A lot of times you get these coins that are dropped in the Coinstar machines. I got a 14D back here. It's beautiful. A fellow picked it out of a Coinstar. Didn't even cost him a penny. He got it for free.
That's amazing.
People are passing away, and the kids don't know what they've got. They're just gonna take it to roll it up and take it to the bank. That's what keeps these coin roll hunters busy. So they find those Walkers or Buffaloes or Benjamins in these coin rolls. It's people that don't know, saying, "Hey, it's just another quarter," but it's not. Some of these have tremendous value.
Yeah.
If it's just silver, you're looking at 12 times face. You get a few rolls of those, you dropped off at the bank, and the next guy picks them up. He just made, you know, a few $100.
Sure.
You see, what's it? Bill J. Every single day he goes through a box of $50, and he finds stuff all the time. He just had Adriana Hoffmaster find a 1935 Connecticut $50 in a roll. A commemorative $50 in a roll.
That's
That's
crazy.
Didn't know. And we're going to have people coming in who don't have any idea, and they're going to eat up this information. They're going to they'll be magnets. If you're offering good quality information to a new hobbyist, they will come to you for answers.
Yes, they will.
We have an opportunity not just for the hobby, but for building the video community, for building all the communities for coin collectors and in all these other groups, Twitter, Facebook, maybe Pinterest. What have you got? Seize upon it, and we can do great things. We all work together.
Sure.
Just promote the hobby.
I agree, man.
The Hangout link is back in the chat if anybody wants to hop in.
Yep, I just wanted to hop in for a minute. I've got some things I've got to do, so you guys stay groovy.
Hey, take it easy, Ken. See you at the big
show. Let's see. Trey said something. And Trey, you couldn't join? Let's see. I'm not sure what happened there, Trey. If you want to try jumping back in, if you wanted to, Trey, that's fine. Anybody else, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, we'll kind of wrap this up. But yeah, no, this is this is good. This is supposed to be a really quick stream, and we're going on about 45 minutes, so that's great.
Yeah, and like Ken says, promotion, man. I mean, spread the word as much as you can. Shay made a comment earlier about a grassroots movement. I mean, it's what we need. That's the only way it's going to get out there. So
yeah, and even if it's not right away, I think once the first large group of people start looking at their coinage, their change, and saying, I mean, this is made of silver, or this is a 100-year-old coin or a 75-year-old coin. I think more and more people will start to take notice. So that's it has the potential, definitely. All right. Well, I think we will wrap this up. Thanks everybody for stopping by, and I will post the link to the Great American Coin Hunt in the video description. I apologize for not doing that before. And Brad, you mentioned that the W quarter was something that Ken had streamed, a story that Ken had.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could go try to retrieve that. It'd be great for people to watch that video. It's not an extremely long video, so give me a second. I'll try to run and grab it real quick. But it got me excited this morning, so.
And I'll just put it here in the
And I'd like to add, that's not fact. It's not been talked about. The Mint has not released any information on that. So that is some through the grapevine type stuff. But if you watch Ken's video that I'm getting ready to post the link to, he's got some pretty good sources. So,
well, West Point, I don't believe has a history of minting quarters. So if they are doing this, it's not something they could just do overnight. There must have been some planning. So,
and you're always going to have leaks,
Exactly. Somebody's going to know, and somebody's going to tell somebody else, or.
Yeah, and it's not a bad thing. I mean, that's how the buzz starts to get generated, So.
Right.
But there's a link to his video, and the West Point Mint's not known for minting quarters. Although when I was reading about the Lincoln instance that they minted without mint marks, it did mention that from 77 to 79, they made some bicentennials and some Washington quarters the same way, no mint mark, and
yeah, interesting.
So no way to tell, but.
And that's the mint where you can't, as I understand it, you can't take a tour because it has it's also a gold depository.
Oh yeah, depository. It's a bullion storage facility. I was reading about it. It has 4 turrets one on each corner of the building with manned, I'm assuming, machine guns. So, yeah, it's not a place you'd want to try to break into.
Yeah, I hear that.
And they're not going to let us average Joes walk in off the street and walk through the place. So
yeah, I don't know. Frank Coindragon lives in New York. He probably knows somebody. Frank, figure out a way to get us into the West Point Mint, okay? I want to see what's going on. And Coindragon, I have a Woody coin that I want to not today, but probably maybe tomorrow I'll do it. But I have to thank you for the inspiration to get it. So maybe tomorrow you can tune in and I'll hopefully have that coin to show you, Frank. All right, everybody. I think we will stop the broadcast here. Thanks for tuning in. And unless there are any other questions or whatever, I don't believe so. What do you think?
Trey's asking why the West Point Mint was made. The only thing I read about it was it wasn't really made as a mint. It was made as a depository. So basically a bullion for storage facility, But I'm not sure why they actually made it into a mint.
Yeah, we can only back our economy so much with fiat money and credit. We have to have something. And so there are depositories all over the United States. And in fact, when 9/11 occurred, it wasn't Lehman Brothers, Goldman Sachs. There was a huge vault of gold underneath the building that they had to pretty rapidly get out of there. And they did recover it. And I think that's some of the gold from Manhattan ended up at West Point. So yeah, that's really what it was. It was basically a little Fort Knox, and that's what they do. And it's also a depository for foreign gold. Foreign countries store their gold here in the United States, and there's an exchange back and forth. All right. Well, I think we are just about there. We are going to stop the broadcast. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. It was awesome.
Yeah, and Brad, thanks. This was interesting because I didn't know a lot about that story. So thank you, and hopefully between the two stories, the good things will come out of them.
Yep, spread the word, people.
That's it. All right. Take care, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.
Easy.